I'm going to read a story, and it's just a draft of something I wrote a long, long time ago. Once upon a time, the fairy people left this world to dwell under the hills. Their world had cast them out in favor of a jealous god, and rather than stay and watch it die, they chose to fade, becoming memories, legends, and half-truths. Then, one day, a sad and lonely man sang a song. It was a very heartbreaking song, and his voice reminded the listener of a wolf howling at the moon. Now, the woman listening to the song was dreaming. I can't read my writing. The woman listening to the song was dreaming. And though it touched her heart, she forgot the song after he'd finished singing it and went back to sleep. Every so often, she'd hear another sad song and wake briefly to listen to it. A little while later, her dreams turned into nightmares, and a demon, sensing her fear, came into her room and put an evil spell on her so that she could never awaken. She moaned and cried out in terror, but the demon's spell was so strong that no one could hear her. Finally, she dreamt that her son was crying out to her for help, and she woke with a start. The demon's spell was not broken, however, because she still had nightmares, even though she was awake. Her son took her hand and danced the demon out of existence, but the woman's heart was sore from leaving her children alone so long while she'd been sleeping. She tried one cure after another, but she still walked in fear. So she sent her son to foster with his father and began the task of healing her sore heart. Many men tried to win her favor, but she still remained sad. She kept listening to music, hoping it would help her as it had before. Still, hope did not appear on the horizon because she was like a bird who had been kept in a cage too long. She'd forgotten how to fly. Then one day, she remembered the man who had sung to her when she was sleeping. She listened again to his songs, and she began to feel sad for the man instead of herself. Her heart opened up and reached out to him. In that moment, she remembered that she was of the she, and so was he. She meaning ancient fairies, it's a word. She remembered that before the demon had come, she had met many of the she in her dreams, and now she realized that they were still dreaming. She ran around screaming at them to wake up, lest they fall under the demon's spell too. At first, it seemed like they were all going to sleep forever. So she rang a bell. Then she stamped her feet and even sang as loud as she could. She read them poetry and talked till she was blue in the face. Finally, the man with the sad voice woke up and said, "Hey, what's all that banshee wailing for?" I'm sorry. She told him her story and explained the demon had left her castle in ruins, so he sent all his servants to her lands and set them to rights for her. Then the two of them gathered a huge host of Tuatha De Danann and sang a new song. The demon heard it and covered his ears, begging them to stop singing. If they stopped singing, he would leave them alone, he said. But the woman warned her people not to listen to his lies, so they kept singing. Their song was so mighty that the demon began to cry. Thunder and lightning reached the earth and sky alike, but the Tuatha De Danann kept singing. The demon began to scream in pain, yet still they kept singing, warning everyone about him. Finally, the whole earth was singing. The woman's powerful song. It hummed and magical light crackled around the people with a capital P. The demon gurgled his death rattle and sighed his last breath. "Shall we bury him?" asked the people. "No," said the fairy queen. "Cut off his head and stick it on an ash stake in front of my castle. Then all who pass by will know that we don't tolerate demons of any kind to pass through our lands." So they did, and eventually they forgave the demon, but they never forgot because his white skull reminded them every day of how they almost disappeared forever because they'd slept too long. The queen vowed never sleep again and became a teacher of her people, a druid, a bard, a mother, gardener, and a lovely wife. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.